you've been getting money a long time, L, since you was a teenager. Nah, that's real.
Yeah.
No, it's real talk. And I'm gonna go there with you, right? And, you know, I love you so much that I seen when the George Floyd thing happened in the Armour and you came on your live, and when you spoke about Black Lives Matter and coming together and all that, I watched comments. This is some shit. Talking, shout out to Common. Common, what's up? This is exactly dealing what you was telling me. I heard people saying, fuck out of here. We don't want to hear this from you. You've been getting money forever. Fuck that. You've been successful. You've been the star. These are guys, your fans on your IG. It broke my heart. Not just for you, but it woke me up to maybe everybody isn't happy that we're successful or we're doing well.
It's not that, Joe. No, it's not that. What it is that you have a lot of guys that get money and forget where they come from. See what I'm saying? So they can't really relate to the struggle of real people that are trying to figure out how to pay whether they pay their cell phone bill or AC or something, or don't have no AC, or whether they can get their refrigerator fixed and it's hectic and there's coronavirus and, you know, they got to go to the store every day and you telling people, yo, wear a mask, and they can't really buy they can't buy $500 worth of groceries or $300 worth of groceries and just chill out. They got to go to the store every day and they dealing with this. And then you got guys that's living luxurious with ice and diamonds, and people sometimes can feel like, yo, did you forget who you are? Did you forget where you came from? Like, you from Queens, homie, did you forget? But what they don't realize is I didn't forget. So it's not their fault. It's not their fault that they ask those questions. It's not their fault because a lot of dudes do get tight. But see, money, you know, getting whatever type of millions you get, no, hundreds of thousands even, money makes you more of whatever you already are. You know what I'm saying? See, the one thing about me, Joe, is I'm not a sucker, B. And I'm not going to front on my people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to front on, I've never been a sucker. Even, I may have done things that people didn't agree with, and I may have had opinions people didn't agree with, but I've never been a sucker. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I did that freestyle for Black Lives Matter. That's why I jumped out the window on that, because I wanted to be clear. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you're right. I ended up, I had to say something to 50,000 people because it's like, yo, I didn't like the way they was trying to put me at. And a lot of times though, the flip side of that is some people may genuinely be concerned and be wondering, and then you have those that it is envy, and they are trying to push a different agenda. So when they see a weakness or they smell blood, they go after it. You know what I'm saying? It's like if the guy you don't like has a flat tire and you know the tow truck guy and you talk him out of going to help. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a little of that. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. I see you with the Rock the Bells hat on. I know that's your radio station. And you know, we had this meeting one time, but let me finish. Don't jump out, because we both could talk. And I went up there, and I guess I had an audition or a tryout. And now that I look at quarantine, at the quarantine, right now, quarantine, I'm going to tell you the truth, Al. The biggest shit, Versus. Second biggest, D-Nice. Third biggest, Fat Joe Show. That's what's popping in the quarantine. This is the biggest shit out. Now, I went to the Rock the Bells with DJ D-Nice was going to be my DJ while I'm on the mic, and nobody ever hit me back and said, yo, y'all got the show. Do you realize you was ahead of the time? Because it took the quarantine for people to understand what you understood. What happened? Why we never got the show?
I mean, you know, the bottom line is while we were getting everything together, you know, I guess things just fell through the crack and there was miscommunication or something. Because the reality is, I wanted you to do the show. The reality is, I know as big as things seem online, you know, Rock the Bells Radio, we get 7 million listeners daily, B. Like, so I know it seemed like, you know, everybody is online and, you know, and it's moving and it's popping. But that's 7 million people a day. And my thing is, though, but let me say this. You should have a show. You should have a show. You should have a show on Rock the Bells. Like, my job now is to support the culture. My job is to lift up and preserve the culture. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Nas just dropped his album, right? He just dropped his single. I'm bumping that. I'm putting that in heavy rotation. His first single, Ultra Black. I'm gonna make sure we pump that. Rough Riders just came out with they joint. Boom. I'm putting that in heavy row. Like, my thing is, and I'm playing their classic and timeless music. So what I'm saying is, maybe, yeah, for whatever reason, I guess miscommunication, the people maybe that I had handling it, then, you know, maybe it went left. But the reality is that I'm here
I didn't
for
even
you.
want no money.
No, but you know what? It wasn't, but I appreciate that too, right? Like, but that being said, there is money. Like, Roxanne Shante is getting paid. You know,
right.
6 figures. You know what I mean?
I seen you give pieces of the company
100%.
equity.
Yeah.
The artists break down the names.
Yeah, so
even my man Crazy
Legs
Legs caught a piece.
Yeah, Rock the Bells is the radio station on Channel 43 on Sirius XM. If you download the Sirius XM app, you can listen to all the cultural, you know, I mean, our job is to just give people the original recipe. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the classic hip hop, we just give them the original recipe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, every now and then we throw the spicy in there. Every now and then we throw the other stuff in there. But we give them the original recipe, right? Now, we also got the platform, rockthebells.com. You go to rockthebells.com, I'm lifting up all facets of the culture, all different people, right? I'm doing stories about everyone from Crazy Legs to Big Daddy Kane, from Shantae to Biz to you name it, right? We got all kinds of different articles where we're lifting it up, tributes and features. And then on top of that, we have products. So you can go in the store and you can buy stuff like your sneaker store should be a part of it. We should link up with Rock the Bells and make sure that we moving your products on Rock the Bells. That's an opportunity for us. But let me just say this. In terms of equity, I gave Run DMC a piece of the ownership in Rock the Bells. I gave Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane got it. And it ain't even about giving them. They earned it. So Pepper got a piece of it.
Everybody for self. I want the people to know what you're doing for hip-hop culture.
For hip-hop. Fab Five Freddy got a piece
them off. Because the problem is, the guys who went in there before us never broke nobody off.
Nah, I can't do it that way, Joe. I want to see, people got to understand something. Rock the Bells ain't about LL Cool J. It's not about LL Cool J. So if you think that I'm just out here like on a run just to kind of be seen, you're tripping. I've been famous since I was 16. I'm not looking for the props. I'm doing this for the love. I'm doing this because I care about the culture and I care about these artists. And my thing is, I feel like Big Daddy Kane should be getting his props. I feel like Shantae should get her props. I feel like, you know, Salt and Pepper or Fab Five Freddy or even Crazy Legs as the go-to B-boy should get his props. Risk, the graffiti artist. I even gave Ernie Panicoli, one of our photographers that's been taking pictures of us for years. I gave him some equity. Jonathan Mannion, a dude that's been supporting the culture for years. I gave him a piece of the company. See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make our culture better. I don't want people, I don't feel like hip hop as a music form or an art form should only be as good as your last chart topping success. All right? Don't tell me that Bob Dylan is the shit and he's cool, and tell me that Bono was cool, but then act like LL and Run DMC or Fat Joe is not relevant because maybe they're not at the top of the charts at this moment.